All right, it's Homework Help Week 4, Day 4. And the two problems I'm going to help you with are here. I'm going to help you with this one first. And when I do the division problem, I'm going to do it two different ways. So you choose the one you want to watch and don't watch the other one. First way I'm going to do it on this page is using the traditional method and then take care of the first problem. It says write 8/10 as a percent and a fraction. So remember to change any decimal to a percent. We're going to use our word deep. So we're going to take that decimal in 8/10 and we're going to move it twice to the right to make it a percent. So if you do that, the percent is 80%. Now, as far as changing it to a fraction in simplest form, you do the steps, say it, write it, reduce it. So I'm going to start by saying this as 8/10. And I'm going to write it as 8/10. And I'm going to reduce it by dividing by 2 to 4/5. That's it. Now, let's go down to the division problem. So 4,378 divided by 15. Starting with the traditional method. Remember, if you don't do it this way, don't watch it. Go to the next page. So, I'm going to put the 15 into 43 twice, which is 30. I'm going to subtract and bring down the 7. Now I have to put 15 into 137. So here's what I know. I know 15 times 10 is 150, which is too big. So I'm going to try 15 times 9 is 135, which fits perfectly, almost perfectly. So 15 goes into it 9 times, which is 135. Subtract 2, bring down the 8. And 15 goes into 28 once, which is 15. Subtract 3 and 1, I get remainder of 13. 291 remainder 13. Now, I'm going to go to the next page and I'm going to do a partial quotient method. So if you like that way, you're going to want to skip ahead to that. So let's go back and partial quotient method. So I'm going to start by writing out my problem, 4,378 divided by 15. And I'm going to get some of my helper problems out. So remember, we all know 15. The ones that are easy to figure out are 15 times 1 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. And 15, and you could do 15 times anything. I know 15 times, let's say 5 is 75. And then I can just do the same thing times 10, add a 0 to 15 is 150, times 100, add 2 zeros is 1,500. Down here, if times 2 was 30, times 20 is 300, times 200 is 3,000. And down here, if times 5 is 75, times 50 is 750, times 500 is 7,500. So I'm looking, now you don't have to use just these 9 facts, but these are a good place to start. So I'm looking for the biggest one without going over that, which if I'm looking here would be 3,000. So I'm going to use this fact down here to start. So I know 15, let me get my eraser ready. I know 15 can go into 4,378 at least 200 times, which is 3,000. And I'm going to subtract, get 8, 7, 3, 1. So now I'm down to 1,378. So this is too big, too big, too big. So the next one here I'm going to use is 15 times 50. So 15 times 50 is 750. And I'm going to subtract. Get 8, 2, and 13 minus 7 is 6. I'm down to 628. So too big. Let's see what else I can use here. I can use 15 times 20 is 300. Subtract. I'm down to 328. And I can do that one again. 15 times 20 is 300. Subtract. I'm down to 28. And 15 goes into 28 one time, which is 15. Subtract 3. I'm down to 13. So if I add all these up, 200, 250, 270, 290, 291, remainder 13. All right, remember with partial quotient, you can do it a different way than I did it. You can use different numbers as long as you get down to where you have 13 left and what you add up to adds up to 291. You did it correctly. All right, I hope that helped. If you have any questions, make sure you ask me in class. Thanks.